Hello, my gamers and tax evaders alike. Jake here. You guys ready for some water drinking ASMR? Let's go. Let's do it, boys. It's Saturday. Not really. It's Friday. It's Friday for me. It's 8/27. All right. Okay. I'll say the actual date that this is getting posted. August 28th, 2021. It is 1:43 p.m. the Friday before that I am recording this podcast. It's Saturday. I don't know what the fuck to talk about in this episode. I went up to Maine this past weekend, and I had a bunch of footage that I recorded when I was up there, but I cannot for the fucking life of me find the SD card with most of my footage on it. I have one that has some footage on it, but like I want both of them. I wanted to have like a consistent storyline. I recorded like me hanging out with Krog for the first time. If you guys have been watching the channel a while, you've probably you probably know of Krog. He's been a friend of mine for a couple of years now, and he lives up in Portland. So I was up there and I saw him up in Portland, Maine. Yeah. First time meeting him. Very fun. Good time. He came out to the island that we have the house on and hung out. I showed him around the island. Shot the shit. He wrote penis or something. No, wait. He wrote poop in sand with a stick. And it was at that moment that I knew I was a little too old to be hanging out with a 16-year-old. Fuck. You know... there's this crazy thing. Krog and I have known each other for a couple of years now. And, you know, we're pretty tight. And he's a lot younger than me. So, you know, I'm 23 and he's 16. But we just play video games together. And, like, at no point during the entire time that I have known Krog have I ever thought to myself, you know, I should take advantage of this young child. It was so easy for me to just simply not take advantage of him, you know? There's so many YouTubers out there that are, you know, meeting up with little kids. We got EDP, Carson allegedly, you know, people just hooking up with their fans. The power dynamic, oh God, the fucking power dynamic, man. You can't do it, man. So then it's like, here's the thing though, my girlfriend Paige. Shut the fuck up, Paige. It's like, Jesus. That was like a fucking clockwork. She Snapchatted me the second that I said her name. Wild. Don't shut up. I love you. I'm sorry, Paige. She's very lovely. She's a great person. She started out as a fan of my YouTube channel. She was a subscriber. She watched my Reddit videos, bruh. She was a Reddit video connoisseur. A regular connoisseur of Reddit videos. And so we started talking, getting familiar, spending a lot of time so we could build a relationship or some understanding how it was gonna be in the future we was planning. I'm sorry. That's a great song. Everything sounded so dandy and sweet. I had no idea I was in for a treat. I'm sorry. What are you guys listening to this for? What went wrong in your life that led you up to this moment listening to this podcast? Some random ass 23-year-old child in his dad's house talking into a microphone sitting in front of his computer. What led you? What led me here? But anyway, as I was saying, Paige and I, you know, there was clearly a quote unquote power dynamic. I'm the big YouTuber and she's just some little girl. She was 18 when we started dating, by the way. She was never underage. But like, no, it's not, there was no power dynamic or anything. Excuse me. I never tried to take advantage of her. I got really interested in her really fast. You know, fell in love with her basically right away. And then we started dating. And now I'm moving down there. Sorry, you probably heard me bump my desk there. So I feel like you gotta look at the situation. Not every single time that a YouTuber who say there's a YouTuber who's 22 and he's dating somebody who's 18. Not every time in that situation is there a power differential that's leading to, like, the younger person being taken advantage of. It's such a fucking ridiculous concept. This is something that's kind of gone around, you know what I mean? And it had a lot to do with the Carson situation where, you know, if you guys haven't heard, Carson is back, baby! Woo! He never did anything wrong, in my opinion. But he used his power to take advantage of 17-year-olds. He was 19. Shut the fuck up. There's more of a difference in age between me and my girlfriend than between Carson and those girls that he allegedly fucking took advantage of or whatever. I don't even know what the goddamn story we were told was with that. Shut the fuck. He was 19. They were 17. That's underage. Shut the fuck up. It's a 2-year age difference. That is not a big age difference. Get the fuck out of here. Ridiculous, if you ask me. Like, if there's anything wrong with Carson exchanging nudes with fans who were 17 when he was 19, then there's obviously a problem with me dating one of my quote-unquote fans when she was 18 and I was, how old was I? 22? 21? No, I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 when we started dating. She was 18 and I was 21. You know? So when she was 17, I was fucking 20, bro. And it's more like a 3.5 year difference, too. So if there's something wrong with what Carson did, there's something wrong with what I did. And I just don't see that 1 year making that much of a difference. Now, obviously, if these were like 16-year-old girls, this would be a different situation. I don't think that I would be okay with it if, you know, he was 19 and he was fucking sexting 16-year-old fans. Again, it's kind of ridiculous. It's what I just said because, you know, then it is just a 1 year difference again. I'm like, oh, but it's just a 1 year difference. And you could just keep applying that logic back. So, but, I mean, just get the fuck out of here, man. 17 and 19, not a big deal to me at the end of the day. But they say that there's, like, a power differential, like, there's you know, they're being taken advantage of because he's, like, you know, I'm like, give them some fucking agency. You know what I mean? These aren't just zombies. These are people making decisions. And these aren't, like, little kids. These are 17-year-old girls. You know, I'm fucking adult. Everybody gets taken advantage of by everybody all the time. And this, I don't think that this was taking advantage. I don't know, man. I don't know the whole situation well enough probably to be commenting on it. Really, I should not. I probably should just leave this whole subject alone. I should walk away from this one. I just think that the whole thing was just ridiculous. Because if you look at YouTube, everybody on YouTube is like excited. They're like, yes, Carson's finally back. He's gonna keep making his funny videos. Oh, Carson back, video funny. And then everybody on Twitter is like, how dare he come back in this climate? He should have. What do you want him to do? Just never come back? Yeah, well, yeah, obviously that's what they want. They don't want him to ever come back. Because that's what Twitter is. All right, so I've made this argument before. I don't think I've made this on the podcast before. But, you know, okay, so think back, 1776, American Revolution happens. The 13 territories, the 13 states of America prove that a territory of a large country can defeat the country in battle. That the citizenry can achieve freedom, they can get inalienable rights, they can get a constitution, they can overthrow the monarch, you know what I mean? Alright, hold on, I'm so thirsty. Excuse me. So, 1776, we prove that you can defeat your rulers, okay? You can overthrow them, you can defeat them, you can establish a democracy. It's possible, a republic. So then the French Revolution occurs based on a lot of the principles from the American Revolution. And the French Revolution doesn't go so well. They overthrow King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette, you know, the Queen of France. I believe she was from Austria or something originally. I don't know. I might be wrong about that. No, she was French. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know specific details. I just know it was Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette. They get overthrown by the populace. You know, there's that's actually where the term left wing and right wing comes from. There was a left wing of like their their government house, and a right wing, and I think the right wing was supporting the monarchy. They were saying the monarchy, and the left wing was the radical liberals who overthrew the government. But so they establish a new government ruled over by none other than Robespierre. Forget his first name, okay? Robespierre was a leader in like the resistance. He's a lawyer. He's an educated man. Arguably part of the aristocracy, but you know, he's a people's man. He's a man of the people. It's like Hassan, you know? He might be a part of the aristocracy. He might be one of the rich, but we like him. He's one of the good ones. He's on our side. Is he? Is he? Is that why he bought a $3 million mansion? Anyway, so Robespierre takes over, and wouldn't you know it, Robespierre, not such a great guy. He starts the reign of terror in France, and that leads to tons and tons of executions, public executions. And public executions, that's not a new thing, it's existed. But on the scale that it happened in France, it was unheard of at the time, at least for Europe. And so they're just beheading the fuck out of people. Just every single day, dozens of people are being fucking executed by the guillotine. The guillotine is raising and being raised and dropped, you know, all the fucking time. Public execution after public execution. It's just constant. Heads rolling all over the fucking place. You know, they probably fucking bowled with them. That's probably where the shape of the bowling balls came from. Like, oh, Daddy, we can stick our fingers into the eyes and our thumb into the mouth and roll it at a couple of pins. Daddy, look. Oh, we call it bowling. That's probably where... that's probably where bowling came from. And so there's all these public executions, and people go to these executions for entertainment. Like, this goes back to ancient Rome. Ancient Rome, you see the Colosseum. The Colosseum, there'd be gladiator fights to the fucking death. These weren't UFC matches where one guy taps out, boom, there's a winner. Or one guy gets knocked out. This was to the fucking death. People are throwing spears. They're fighting fucking lions and elephants. You know, anything that they can get their fucking hands on. One emperor filled the goddamn... I think Nero, I want to say, filled the Colosseum with water. And they had a full-on battle, sea battle, in the Colosseum. It might not have been the Colosseum. It might have been... I'm pretty sure it was the Colosseum. Fucking filled it with water. And they had a sea battle in there. Incredible. And they would fight to the fucking death, you know? And what do these things have in common is that people would use these both for entertainment. You want something to do, you go out and you watch guys get fucking beheaded. What do you want to do? You go out and you watch people get stabbed through the fucking heart, get speared. And what's the difference between people in ancient Rome or people in France 200 years ago to us? What's the difference between people from 2,000 years ago, 200 years ago, and us? Well, there's no fucking difference. We're just a little more civilized, if you will. No, we do the same thing. We have this innate thing within us where we just like to watch people fucking die. We like to watch a person's life get ruined. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But it's clear that we have this in us. Otherwise, the Colosseum wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be gladiatorial battles to the death. There wouldn't be wars and battles and fights. There wouldn't have been the reign of terror in France during the during Robespierre's time. It wouldn't have fucking happened. But people like to watch other people die and get their lives fucked up. Now, what do we do today? In the first world, you know, in the West, in the civilized world, if you will, well, we do the same thing. We just don't actually kill the people. We just ruin their lives on Twitter. Am I wrong? Twitter and cancel culture is just a new way of witnessing public executions for entertainment. I mean, think about this. Even before Twitter, you know, they've got the fucking drama on the TV, like the people that are eager watching the drama between celebrities and shit like that. Oh my God, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are getting divorced. What? Oh, whoa, but they were so good together. You know, people watching that and like using it for entertainment. And here's the thing, those are actually two real people whose life is probably, feels like to them falling apart at the time. They're getting fucking divorced. They realize they're going to have to go through this whole procedure. It's going to be very public. You know, they've got kids. There's going to be money and settlements and all this shit. Their lives are in a very bad spot. And everybody's just watching for entertainment. They see their faces on the covers of fucking magazines at the grocery store. You know what I mean? They see themselves on TV. Angelina and Brad Pitt split. But now the public has way more control over celebrities' actions in a way that has never been possible before. You'll see a celebrity that says like a joke on Jimmy Fallon, and then the next day on Twitter, they're like, "I'm so sorry. That was just so rude of me. I totally understand why it was racist for, Obama to, I don't know. Just dumb shit, you know what I mean? That like 3 people on Twitter were mad about. But they managed to make it look like more people give a shit. So then the celebrity feels pressure and they just apologize. Like, we have never had this much control. You could ruin a celebrity's life right now. One person could start a movement that leads to the life of a celebrity being fucking ruined. Public execution. Whoops. And when you get quote unquote canceled, it can be in some ways like almost like a death sentence. You're probably not going to die, but you might not be able to get work. You'll get fired from your job. You won't be able to find a new one. Your life is in certain aspects fucking over. So I think that you could make the argument that, cancel culture and all that stuff on Twitter is just a continuation on of this. We took a nice little break from the public executions, but they're back. Better than ever, baby! Woo! You love to see it. I need more water. I'm a thirsty, thirsty lad. Excuse me. Yeah, so next thing that I kind of want to talk about here, just kind of thought of this, is I released some merch. If you guys saw that, if you watched the last 2 videos, I released some merch. So if you guys want to support the podcast, support the channel, support my content, whatever the fuck, you can buy the merch. And I gotta say, I really love how it looked. I hope you guys saw it. I already got some good feedback from people saying that they liked it. I really think that the merch came along just so well. I think the 2 artists that I used, they were both super talented. They both did such a fucking fantastic job, man. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would consider buying at least one of the shirts. We've got the anime socks in like the kind of 90s style animation. How much is this? This t-shirt is $18, and there's also a long sleeve for sale for $20. And I think $18 is a very fucking reasonable price for a t-shirt. I still am under the I still believe that every t-shirt should cost $10. But if I went ahead and set this... Ooh, is that thunder? Ooh. If I go ahead and I set the price of the t-shirt to $10, I can't because I don't make a profit. So Teespring literally won't let me. But so selling it for I could sell it for like $12, but then I make like $1 per shirt. So I would need to sell $12. I make like $1.50 per shirt. So I'd have to sell a lot to make up for how much I spent on the shirts. I don't know. I feel like whatever I said, $18 is a pretty fair price. And the other one is like $20, I think. The other shirt's $20. Wait, let me look. The chibi style shirt is $20, which again, I think is a fair fucking price, man. I think that's a fair fucking price. And these are cool shirts. These are dope shirts. I would genuinely be wearing them around. You know, they're very nice. The artwork's awesome. So again, would really appreciate it if you guys would consider purchasing it. Thank you. Please. I'd love it. I would really love it. Okay. So what's going on in my life, man? I've been reading a lot of fucking comics, dude. When I was up in Maine this past weekend, you know, I went into, you know, we stay on the island, but my brother had a day off work, so we went into Portland, into town, to do some shopping. He wanted to get some clothes, I think. And while we were in there, we hit up a comic book store. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy some comics. I saw a collection of Secret War, which is one of Marvel's like original huge crossover comics where they had like, it was like Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man. They introduced Spider-Woman, Dr. Octopus on the bad guys, Galactus, Doctor Doom, fucking the Fantastic Four outside of the Invisible Woman or Invisible Girl, whatever the fuck they call her. You know, a huge amount of characters. Magneto. So it was one of the most popular comic book collections of all time, you know, comic book series. And it was fucking phenomenal, man. I read the whole thing. I shat everywhere. It was really good. I would just sit out on the beach and read it. It was so nice. So fucking beautiful. By the way, our house is called Stone's Throw because it's a stone's throw from the beach, man. It is right on this beach called Fowler's. And it, you know, it's not a big beach. It's a small beach. It's very private and secluded. A lot of people from the island will come out there and hang out on that beach because, you know, it's nice and private. Just fucking gorgeous. The view from there. The fucking view from the house, man. I feel so lucky to have a house like that up on the island, man. And it's not like I'm not a rich kid. You know, my family is not violently wealthy. You know what I mean? We didn't just go, oh, well, today, darling, I'm feeling a trip up to New England. Why don't we? Oh, yes, oh, well, I found this beautiful property on an island. Oh, I'd like to purchase it. I'd like to purchase it right now. I'm not, you know, we're not like that. We're not buying a fucking house on an island just because we feel like it. We, you know, I've looked into the ancestry of my family a little bit, and it seems like a part of my ancestry on my grandma's side. We started out kind of like Canada up in, I guess, like Newfoundland or that area, and we kind of went down east, down into Maine, and just down into Massachusetts, and eventually down into like New Jersey. You know what I mean? That's kind of the path that my family took. The English part of my family. Sorry, yes. That might be your trigger word. That's my trigger word, English. It disgusts me to be to be partly English. I'm deeply racist towards myself. But so you know, when they moved down, we had some of my family lived in Portland, and some of them, I believe, lived on the island. So we've kind of just had a presence on the island going back to like my grandma's grandparents, I think. Like, we've been on this island for generations now. We've had property, you know. And, you know, the house that we have now has been the house that they've had for a long time, way before I was born. So we're not like rich. We're not rich or anything, although my uncle and aunt are quite wealthy. They're really rich. They're fucking rich. But not my whole family, just parts of it. Some of us are poor. God damn it. I'm trying so hard not to be like make people think, oh, it's fucking raining out there. I wonder if you guys can hear it. I don't know if my mic's picking it up or not. I was quiet for a second. We're not rich, okay? God damn it. We're middle class. Middle class. But, you know, that it's just in such a gorgeous, gorgeous spot. We have literally the most beautiful fucking view up there. And it was my first time going... Shut the fuck up! Shut up! That rain is so loud. First time going up there, and it... Jesus Christ. In a little bit... I didn't go up there last summer at all because of the pandemic, and also because I was just working like every fucking day. Every goddamn day I was working. When was I supposed to go? I didn't. That's when I was supposed to go. But it was nice to be up there. But I did some reading of comic books, and, you know, I finished that one, The Secret War. And I came back, and I remembered there's a comic book store down the road from me in, you know, town right over, like a 10-minute drive. So I drive over there, and I'm, like, looking around in the store, and this is what's so cool about this. I love people like this. Excuse me. I believe the owner is who that was. The owner of the store comes over from the register after he's done talking with some people. I've just kind of been awkwardly, like, staring at the different issues that are up on the wall. I don't really know jack shit about comics or how the stores work or order things, whatever it might be. You know, so I'm just kind of looking awkwardly, trying desperately to find something that I might grab, but, like, I can't figure it out. He comes over and he says, "Hey, can I help you with anything?" And I'm like, yeah, you can help me. I'm trying to get into comics. You know, I explained my situation, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So, you know, he starts explaining stuff to me, and then eventually the other two guys that are working in the store come over, and they're, like, chatting, and they just start, like, grabbing comics off the shelf and, like, putting them in my hand. They're like, "Oh, you gotta read this one, man. This is really good. This one's written by, it's called Berserker. It was written by Keanu Reeves in part." It was really good, by the way. I read it. I tried to get the second issue, but they don't have the goddamn... They have the third and fourth issue, but they don't have the fucking second issue. It was really fucking good. And they were just really helpful, really friendly, and they really wanted to get me on my way with it. They're giving me a lot of recommendations, you know? So right now I've been reading a series that's like a current one that's still ongoing, although it's almost over, called The Immortal Hulk. And god damn, this is a good series, man. It's very fucking interesting. As somebody who is, I have dabbled with comics in the past, but keyword dabbled. I don't know much about the comics. I've read some of the original Hulk comics, so the Hulk is not completely, like, the comic book Hulk is not completely a new character to me. But it's funny, if you're a person who is just a fan of the MCU and the movies, you've only ever seen the Marvel movies, you haven't really seen any of the comics or anything like that, the Hulk is completely different in the comics. You know, in the original, in the first, I guess the only Incredible Hulk movie that was made, you know, in the MCU, where it was the guy before Mark Ruffalo, they changed him out. The Hulk from the MCU is completely different. Like, number one, the original Hulk in the MCU, he doesn't talk at all, you know what I mean? He just go Hulk smash and whatever. And then the more recent Hulk was like, he was talking in Ragnarok. And then, now there's the, Smart Hulk, but he's not the Gray Hulk. He's not the Gray Hulk, because that's a different personality. But he's a totally different Hulk. What was I saying? Yeah, so the comic book Hulk talks all the time. He's kind of smart. And multiple times throughout this series, The Immortal Hulk, Bruce Banner has said he thinks that the Hulk in some ways is smarter than he is. Which is kind of a wild concept. When you compare it to the fucking movies, where the Hulk's just kind of a crazy fucking brute, you know? By the way, MCU Hulk is massively weak. So weak. He's been defeated so many times. The MCU Hulk is so goddamn weak, dude. I gotta make a video talking about the what if, the past episode. I'll probably do that for Sunday or something. Because I gotta say, that episode was the best yet. But it just reinforced the idea that the MCU Hulk is massively fucking weak, man. he got beat by Thanos, number one, which obviously he had to get beat by Thanos, but still, he got beat by Thanos. He got beat by Tony Stark in the Hulkbuster suit, I think. Didn't he? Yeah. The Hulkbuster suit beat Hulk. And then there was something else. What am I thinking? He was about to be beat by Thor in Thor Ragnarok. Thor almost beat the Hulk, where there's no chance in the comics. I don't think that Thor would beat the Hulk. I don't think that... Think in a real fight, Hulk wins without even trying. But Thor was about to beat the fucking Hulk. And now in this recent What If episode, if you haven't seen it, I don't know, skip ahead in this podcast. Hopefully I'm not talking about it. He got beat by Ant-Man. By Hank Pym Ant-Man. He got not defeated. He was murdered. Ant-Man can easily murder the Hulk. He basically fired himself into Bruce Banner like a bullet. And then he turned into the Hulk. And then he used one of his little frisbee things that, like, make stuff grow bigger or smaller. He just threw it at, like, the Hulk's heart or some shit like that. Which made his insides grow and explode. So the Hulk fucking grew from the inside and exploded and died. So, it's so easy to beat the Hulk from the MCU. He's weak as shit. They really need to make another Hulk movie where they get rid of the fucking Bruce Banner Hulk, okay? Fuck off with the Bruce Banner Hulk. That was fine for one movie, but never get rid of it. No more Bruce Banner Hulk, okay? None of this shit. Get back to Hulk's roots. Make it a smarter Hulk, not just a monstrous Hulk who doesn't talk like in the like he had been for a while. Make him more of a comic book Hulk, which is what they did with Thor Ragnarok. Make him more of a comic book Hulk, and fucking correct the wrongs that you have done to him. Make the Hulk stronger. Make the Hulk stronger, because he is defeated way too fucking easily for how powerful he's supposed to be in the goddamn comics. The MCU Hulk is a fucking joke compared to him, man. Fucking joke. Seriously, like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I think I've talked enough about Marvel. Let's go back to my life a little bit. I'm moving to Texas. I made a video talking about that today. I'm moving to Texas soon, man. 1 week from today, as of tomorrow, it'll be 6 days. Oh, incredible how that works. So, everything's kind of weird. I'm going to be driving down. I'm going to spend a night in Nashville, and then I'm going to drive down from Nashville down to, I guess, Fort Worth. Stay at Paige's parents' house or something. I don't know. Or in a hotel. I don't know. Figure things out. I don't know. I have to stay in a hotel. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. It's going to be cool. It's going to be real cool. I'm looking forward to it. And then I move into my apartment on the 10th. I know I've talked about this, but I'm going to be starting work the 7th and then moving in on the 10th, man. I have to be working out of a hotel. I don't want to do it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to call this podcast short a little bit just because, I don't know, I'm not really sure what to talk about for the next 10 minutes or so. I think I'll just cut it short here. This will be a shorter episode. I'll have to record my next episode on like Thursday or something like that because I'll be driving all day that Friday. Although I suppose I could technically record it on like my laptop or something on Friday night. No, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. I'll probably just record it before. Because I don't want to record it while I'm in the goddamn hospital? Am I going to be in the hospital? Did I just predict something on accident? No, I'll be in a hotel. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out for this episode. Appreciate you guys listening in. Please consider checking out the merch. I really love how the shirts came out. They fucking look great, in my opinion. I'd really, really, really appreciate it if you guys would consider taking a look at that. Anyway, yeah, this will be my last podcast ever. I will see you all in hell.